Hello aspirants, I welcome you all on the YouTube channel of ANALYST IAS. Our today's topic for topic Decodified discussion is the G20, India and the multilateralism. We will see why in news, what is multilateralism, what is the need of multilateralism, hurdles in this, India's presidency of G20 and the scope of multilateralism. Then we will see some facts about G20. After that I have given you a separate slide as well so that there is a trick to remember the G20 countries. After that, on the basis of this, we will have our two prelims practice questions. So we'll start with today's topic, why and news. India's G20 presidency places multilateral reforms and one of its top presidential priorities, as India stated that its agenda would be inclusive, ambitious, action oriented and decisive. What is multilateralism? Multilateralism refers to a set of governance agreements between different nations. It was made up of a set of fundamental rules, principles and institutions which each and every nation should follow. Multilateralism has often been described through its contrasts with the unilateralism. Through multilateralism approach, partner states or stakeholders could come together to address and solve common problems through the negotiation and cooperation routes while maintaining respect for each other's sovereignty and integrity as well. So this is the proper definition of multilateralism. Multilateralism has taken the form of agreements and pacts such as the Paris Climate Agreement as well as the multilateral organizations such as the UN that help maintain the global order. So जिसमें सभी लोगों की राय ली जाती हो, that is what multilateralism approach is. What is the need of multilateralism? Due to persistent deadlocks, multilateralism has lost the majority's trust. Multilateralism is facing a utility crisis where powerful member states think it is no longer useful for them. Some of the powerful members are like Russia, are like US, China. However, cooperation and multilateral reform is the need of the hour. Most of the challenges nations face today are of global in nature, like climate change, and require global solutions like global inflation as well. The pandemic and to an extent the war in the Ukraine has reversed the social and economical progress made by the multilateral order over the past several decades and has highlighted the need for a reform. Pressing global issues such as conflicts, climate change, migration, macroeconomic instability and cybersecurity can indeed only be solved through collectivism or collectivity or multilateralism. Furthermore, disruptions such as the COVID-19 pandemic and have reversed the social and economic progress that the global society made in past couple of decades. So this was the need. What are the hurdles to the multilateralism? Multilateralism is deeply entrenched in global power politics. As a result, any action in reforming multilateral institutions and frameworks automatically transforms into a move that seeks changes in the current distribution of power. Making modifications to the distribution of power was not an easy task and could have several implications. Supporters of the status quo, usually the developed nations, have viewed multilateral reforms as a zero-sum game. They have tended to view any reforms as an attempt to reduce their influence and dominance over multilateral flora such as the Bretton Woods institutions. So these are the hurdles. The emerging global order was more multipolar than the previous one, which has placed it at odds with the previous multilateral system which we had earlier. As a result, countries have favored the establishment of new coalitions of like-minded states over reforming existing institutions and frameworks. Then we will see India and multilateralism. The present model of multilateralism focuses only on the elite nations or allied nations and a few of the larger emerging nations. The G20 can help focus on inclusive reforms through engagement groups. India, as the president of the G20, should encourage Brazil and South Africa as the upcoming chairs to prioritize multilateral reforms during their terms as well. While supporting multilateral cooperation, G20 should continue encouraging minilateral groupings as a new form of multilateralism. The group needs to be more inclusive without sacrificing efficiency. For example, including the African Union as a permanent member and the UN Secretary General and General Assembly President as permanent invitees would be helpful to enhance its legitimacy. Similarly, G20 can tackle a global issue such as food, fuel and fertilizer security, on which most countries would be willing to cooperate because of the associated risk of stagflation and recession, to bridge the trust and utility concerns. Now we will see some things about the G20. So G20 is an intergovernmental group of the 19 largest economies and European Union. It was founded in 1999 as a response to the global financial crisis and is convened annually with the heads of the state and cabinet ministers attending. So members are Argentina, Australia, Brazil, Canada, China, European Union, France, Germany, India, Indonesia, Italy, Japan, Mexico, Russia, Saudi Arabia, South Africa, South Korea, Turkey, UK and the US. Chairmanship is rotating with all countries divided into groups where they negotiate among themselves to choose a candidate. The G20 does not have a permanent secretariat or a staff. Each chair country sets up its own for the period of its term, like India has done right now. Here is the trick to remember the G20's countries. If you can remember this sentence, stars BF sent you indigo magic juice, and this is the definition of the highlighted words. So you can just pause the video and look towards it if you want to learn it through this method, or you can just learn it through any other method as well. Now we will come to our today's prelims practice question, that which of the following statement is not correct regarding the G20? Now the G20 summits are attended by the finance ministers and central bank governors of member countries only. India never hosted any G20 summit. Its main aim is to eliminate poverty from the world. D. Its meetings are held annually. You can type the correct answer in the comment section as well. There we will let you know if it's correct or not. Prelims practice second question. So what is the theme of G20 summit happening in India? Shaping an interconnected world, fighting poverty and rigidity, one earth, one family, one future, making the world together. So you can type its answer in the comment section as well. This was all about today's topic and video. Thank you, have a nice day and stay tuned with Analyst IAS for your better preparation.